This is Rummy's Corner. Who are the top 10 heavyweights today? I last updated my personal heavyweight top 10 list following the June 1st Riyadh season card. That one featured two significant heavyweight bouts, which saw Big Bang Jong knock out former long-reigning WBC champion Deontay Wilder, and also on the card, Daniel Dubois beat Filip Hrgović. Now recently, we've had three heavyweight fights that have shaken things up a bit in the lower part of the top 10. On July 27th, Derek Chisora scored the big-time upset against Juggernaut Joe Joyce. Previously, I had the Juggernaut at number 7, and Chisora was not in my top 10. Then this past weekend, Andy Ruiz Jr. and Jarrell Miller battled it out to a somewhat controversial draw, where personally I believed Miller deserved the nod. But officially it was a draw, and neither one of those guys was inside my top 10. Then we had the fight where Martin Bakole scored the impressive victory against Jared Anderson. Previously, I had Anderson outside my top 10, but I had Bakole ranked at number 10. In my personal opinion, ranking the number 10 guy is extremely tricky, as is ranking guys from number 11 through number 20 or so. I think there are a lot of very good heavyweights who are difficult to separate in terms of ranking. A bunch of guys can arguably be in the top 15, including both Ruiz Jr. and Big Baby Miller, and also the real Big Baby Anderson, the Juggernaut, and then you have some other guys who might be in consideration, including Deontay Wilder, Frank Sanchez, Dillian White, Efe Ajagba, Otto Wallin, Michael Hunter, and King Kong Ortiz. And then you have a young heavyweight like Justis Huni, who Ring Magazine recently added into their top 10, a move which I feel is a bit premature by Ring. Huni fought on July 25th, and I caught that one live on DAZN at like 4 a.m. New York time, I think it was. He faced Troy Pilcher, and this was a step down in class for Huni. I've been following the 25-year-old Huni since he made his pro debut a few years ago, and I believe he is a tremendous talent. A top 10 talent, but I don't think he's quite there yet. He won that fight by second round knockout, and while I think placing him in the top 10 is a bit premature, he is absolutely a guy to keep an eye on. So is Moses Itamwa on that note, a powerhouse 19-year-old prospect. Definitely keep an eye on him. And then another guy I think is worth keeping an eye on is Andre Novitske. So who are the top 10 heavyweights today? Without further ado, here is my take. Number 10, Derek Chisora. I honestly cannot believe I'm placing Chisora inside my top 10. But when you consider all those other guys who are on the cusp, I really believe Chisora is most deserving. His performance against the Juggernaut was truly inspiring stuff. Granted, I think that would be the perfect high note for Chisora to retire on, given his age and the wear and tear from a long, hard career. But he just beat the guy I had ranked at number 7, which I think gives him a general edge over the others at this point in time. Number 9, Filip Hrgović. No movement on Hrgović for me. He remains at number 9. Of course, he lost the fight against Daniel Dubois recently, and considering how long he was IBF mandatory, that was a devastating setback considering that Dubois was promoted to the real McCoy according to the IBF after Usyk vacated the title. Hrgović still has the big win against Jong, and while Joyce still holds wins over Parker and Dubois, Joyce has lost 3 of his last 4 now, which removed him from my list. But no movement here for Hrgović. Number 8, Martin Bakole. Bakole moves up 2 spots here for me, based on the incredible display of hand speed, power, and accuracy he exhibited against the real Big Baby. Bakole got the big high-profile opportunity against the young man many viewed as the future of American heavyweight boxing, and he won in impressive and dramatic style. Bakole has now won 10 fights in a row since suffering his only career loss against Michael Hunter. Number 7, Daniel Dubois. Dubois is the IBF heavyweight champion, and he moves up 1 spot here for me. After losing in his only championship fight to date against Usyk last August, Dubois has back-to-back impressive wins against Big Baby Miller and Hrgović. Dubois is scheduled to make the first defense of his newly received IBF belt when he squares off against Anthony Joshua on September 21st, and that one will be streamed live on DAZN pay-per-view. The rest of my top 6 is the same as it was previously. Number 6, Ajit Kabiel. The 31-year-old German heavyweight is undefeated in 25 contests, and his career finally seems to be gaining some momentum on the heels of 2 solid victories. Back in December, he thoroughly outclassed Arslanbek Makhmudov to earn a 4th-round stoppage. Then after that, he beat another undefeated heavyweight contender when he stopped Frank Sanchez in round 7. These 2 strong victories have elevated Kabiel's standing, and I am looking forward to seeing more of him. Number 5, Big Bang Zhang. The 41-year-old Chinese powerhouse has faced elite competition in each of his last 5 fights, where he lost a somewhat controversial decision against Hrgovic. Then he went on to stop the Juggernaut in back-to-back fights. After that, he lost a majority decision against Parker, and then of course he had the big knockout win against Deontay Wilder in his most recent fight. Zhang is old, and he has stamina issues, but his incredible power and the ability to deliver it is undeniable. Number 4, Joseph Parker. Parker is a former WBO heavyweight champion, and he has won 5 in a row since suffering a devastating setback against the Juggernaut a couple of years back. Parker had been active, and his last 2 victories were perhaps the greatest in his career to date, where he won a lopsided 12-round decision against Wilder last December, and back in March he won a 12-round majority decision against Zhang, overcoming adversity along the way and rising from 2 knockdowns to earn the win. In my humble opinion, excluding the lineal world heavyweight champion himself, Parker is on the best winning streak in the division. I am, however, hoping to see him back in action soon, because I think staying active has served him well in his resurgence. The next 2 spots are largely interchangeable. A lot of fans I respect disagree with me here, but at number 3 I have Anthony Joshua. AJ has won 4 in a row after losing 3 of his previous 5. The recent winning streak included a dominant victory against Otto Wallin, a guy who was in my top 10 at that time, and he also scored that explosive knockout win against Francis Ngannou. AJ has the opportunity to become a 3-time heavyweight champion when he challenges Daniel Dubois on September 21st. And again, that one will be streamed live on DAZN pay-per-view. Incidentally, for anyone out there who is not subscribed to DAZN, I have left a link in the description. Simply click the link in the description to sign up for DAZN. Number 2, Tyson Fury. To date, Fury only has the 1 loss in his career. That was in his most recent fight against Usyk back in May, and he will get the chance to turn that around, as the 2 are scheduled to have a rematch on December 21st. A welcome early Christmas treat that I, for one, am very much looking forward to. And number 1, of course, is Alexander Usyk, the reigning king of the heavyweight division. There is no question whatsoever that Usyk is the top guy in the division. Usyk's win against Fury made boxing history, marking him as the first undisputed world heavyweight champion since the great Lennox Lewis last held that distinction nearly a quarter-century ago. And it also earned him the distinction of becoming the first undisputed world heavyweight champion during the modern 4-belt era. Didn't last long, however, because Usyk vacated the IBF a little over a month after winning the honor. Again, Usyk's next fight will be his rematch against Fury, December 21st. So here is my final top 10 list at this point in time. You can debate about the ordering of some of the other guys here in the top 10, and you can especially debate the order of the bottom half of the top 10 and below, where listing a top 15 to top 20 is no easy feat, because a lot of these guys have yet to separate themselves from the bunch. But Usyk is undeniably the number 1 heavyweight in the world, the baddest man on the planet. Going forward, I will try and make an update here more often whenever things get shaken up. No matter who wins that big upcoming fight between AJ and Dubois, things are likely to shift around some more one way or another. I still plan to do a preview and prediction on that one, and I still need to symbolically ring the bell at the Notre Dame Cathedral to summon my inner Nostradamus. I am still very much undecided on that one, but I actually believe the division is looking as good as it has in quite a long time right now, and I'm looking forward to seeing more action between all of these heavyweights I've mentioned today, including those I mentioned who did not make my cut for the top 10. If rumors are to be believed, we might get to see Parker versus Cabiel and Zhang versus Bacoli this year, and that would be totally awesome. So what do you think of my list? Please share your thoughts in the comments section. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed, and have a wonderful night. This is Rummy's Corner.
Nostradamus. Quasimodo's the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
All right. Nostradamus.
Nostradamus and Notre Dame. It's two different things completely.